UFC Fight Night Rodriguez versus Lemos full card betting breakdown as well. I mean, I'll give you my predictions as well, but you should already know them based off of the regular prediction video. But I'm going to look at every fight on the prelims, every fight on the main card, and give you my best bets and my thoughts on what bets you shouldn't do, what bets you should do, parlay pieces, straight bets, prop bets, whatever the case may be, for every single fight at UFC Fight Night Rodriguez versus Lemos. If you like the sound of that, go down and make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your favorite bets for UFC Fight Night Rodriguez versus Lemos. With that being said, we're going to start from the bottom and make our way to the top. Ramona, Pascual, Tamirez, Vidal. That kind of rhymes a little bit in the bantamweight division, if you know. My prediction is Tamirez Vidal. Would I bet that? No. Minus 150 is ridiculous. For Tamirez Vidal, even minus 140 is ridiculous. For Tamirez Vidal, I mean, I wouldn't even bet it at minus 110. I'd have to wait for plus money on Tamirez Vidal to bet. So money line wise, I don't want anything to do. Super low level bantamweights in the UFC. No, I condemn anyone that puts money line on Tamirez Vidal or Ramona Pascual. You might win your bet, but that is going to be the most nerve-wracking bet of your entire freaking life right there. And right now, over 2.5 fight goes to a decision at minus 210. Yeah, no, I mean, it's very low-level women's MMA. Vidal's got a lot of finishes. Pascual's got a good amount of finishes on the regional scene as well. Vidal, I don't believe, has been finished in her MMA career, so possibly, maybe, there could be some value on... She did lose to... I'm sorry about that. She did lose to Cara Rosa by arm triangle right there. But do you think Ramona Pascual is getting an arm triangle? I can highly doubt that. Minus 145 is interesting. I'd have to wait till... the scorecards no action is better than the money line to warrant putting some money on that one. But yeah, I mean, you're a degenerate if you're putting a big amount of money on Tamirez Vidal versus Ramona Pascual. Only thing I can possibly think of would be that scorecards no action. If Vidal scorecards no action gets to like minus 120, minus 125, I might consider putting a half unit, maybe even like 0.6, 0.7 units on that. But overall, that is not a fight you want to be putting your hard-earned money on. And we got, after this very low-level fight, we got Jake Hadley, Carlos Candelario, 8-1 and 8-2. Prediction is Jake Hadley by a decision. That will be the bet as well. I'm not going to be betting that minus 125, but that's the only bookie that's out right now that is having props for UFC Fight Night Rodriguez versus Lemos. Obviously, tomorrow or the next day, probably get more odds in terms of the prop bets for UFC Fight Night Rodriguez versus Lemos, because right now there really is not too many. We can look on fight odds right here for Hadley by decision. Some of them are at plus money and 5 dimes in sports bet. If you can get plus 130 on Jake Hadley by decision, I think that definitely has value. Minus 125, anything with a subtraction number before that, no. If you're able to get that plus 130 on Jake Hadley by decision, I do believe that is going to have value. Submission, no. Tatsudo wasn't able to finish. I doubt Carlos is going to be able to finish Jake. I doubt Jake is going to be able to finish Carlos. So plus money on a decision if you have that on the bookie. It's the only thing I would really do. After that, we got Johnny Munoz Jr., Lidvik Shalinyan. Lidvik did not get finished by Jack Shore in their fight right there. Before that, had a lot of good wins. Got a second round knockout win on a 0-0 fighter. And a lot of other decision wins. 6 decisions, 3 submissions, and 1 knockout win. So one's an interesting one in my opinion, because Jack Shore wasn't able to go out there and finish him. But I have a feeling Johnny's got a good shot at going out there and getting the finish. Johnny Munoz Jr., I think, can get a finish here. He's a lot stronger. He's definitely a lot better in terms of the submission game, in my opinion, than Lidvik Shalinyan. But Lidvik is a little bit better at range and staying at range with his striking and things like that. It's an interesting one. Plus 125 on Johnny Munoz Jr. by decision is... It is enticing in my opinion, but I want to see something better, a little bit deeper into the plus money, because little bit into plus money is not really going to get me going for a Munoz Jr. by decision. That does interest me. Plus 150 on Johnny Munoz Jr. right there by a decision. That's where I would say maybe I put a half unit on that. But plus 125, that's just not enough for me, in my opinion, to warrant betting on Johnny Munoz Jr. by decision. Money line, not worth it for me. Munoz just got rocked and knocked out in his last fight. Shalinian's got some decent striking. The only thing I would do, plus 150 on Johnny Munoz Jr. That definitely has some value. Jinyu Frey, Polyana Viana. Only thing here, since it is women's MMA, very unpredictable. Polyana Viana got a finish loss of Veronica Macedo. She got a decision loss to Tabitha Hichi and finished Emily Whitmire and Mallory Martin. Jinyu Frey, 2 decision wins, losing decisions to Loma Lugbumi, but getting finished by Kay Hansen and losing a decision to Vanessa Demopoulos. I'm going to be honest, I don't like much with this fight. I really don't like much with this fight. I mean, inside the distance for both girls, you're not really getting the most there. I mean, Frey inside the distance, I would not wish that on my worst enemy to put money on that one, but plus 275 on Viana inside the distance, it's interesting. It is very, very interesting in my opinion, because the goes to a decision for this fight is very, very not good in my opinion. Minus 225 for the fight to go all the way. I really don't want anything to do with that. Under 2.5 at plus 210 is a little bit warranted in my opinion. That's right where it should be. That's why it started plus 240, went to plus 210, which is why that plus 240 definitely did have value. But if you're getting good odds on Viana scorecards, no action, minus 300, no. But there's got to be some bookies with slightly better odds than minus 300. There's got to be. I mean, there should be one or two better than minus 300 on Viana scorecards, no action. And I want to see which one does have that. I want to see which one has the scorecards, no action on this one. Because right here, we're only really seeing minus 300 on Polyana Viana, which isn't really, I don't really like it in my opinion. Jinyu Frey money line is good, as she is a plus 120 favorite on DraftKings, plus 122 on some of these, so it is a good underdog bet on the money line in my opinion for the value. But if it gets to like minus 250 on the scorecards, no action, for Polyana Viana, that could be possibly just a 2.5 unit play. Little sprinkle on that one, because I really highly doubt Jinyu Frey, of all people, is getting a finish. So inside the distance, scorecards, no action for Polyana Viana, or that plus 120 dog money on Jinyu Frey. And we have Mario Batista and Benito Lopez. Money line wise, no. I mean, I loved it when he was at minus 235, 225. There was value on that. There was value at maybe parlay and Mario Batista earlier on in the week when he was at minus 225 right here. But y'all have already saw. Minus 295 right now is not parlayable in my opinion. Is not money lineable in my opinion. The only thing I would do here is, because the fight goes to a decision, is very, very 50-50. Some of them are having it plus 100 on the fight to go all the way or not to go all the way. Plus 165. That's it. Mario Batista inside the distance. That's the only thing I would really do for this fight right here, is Mario Batista by a finish, submission, or decision. Not confident it goes KO. Not confident it goes submission. So plus 165, in my opinion, is pretty solid for Mario Batista by finish. Miranda Maverick, Shayna Young. You already know what I'm going to do with this. Money line wise, you kind of lost a little bit of the value there. She started at minus 490, 470. Now she's near minus 700 on the betting odds. Fight goes to a decision is plus money. So Maverick by finish is also going to be plus money. But again, Maverick inside the distance and fight doesn't go to the decision are the same thing. So obviously, just say fight goes I got it wrong. Never mind. Sorry about that. I was looking at the wrong way. But yeah, Maverick inside the distance, I would say would be the bet. Maverick, inside this. That's pretty much it. Plus 120, plus 140 is where it started at. Value right there. But plus 100 right now, I still think is going to have a lot of value. And if you want to risk it a little bit there, you could maybe do a Maverick round number 1 and maybe a Maverick round number 2. I believe plus 275 on round 1 and even Maverick round 2 at plus 600. Combine the two, I think she gets to finish in one of those 2 rounds. So that could be worth a little sprinkle. And we got Shaylan Nurdanbiek, Derek Minner. I have Shaylan winning by a decision. Is that what we're going to bet? No. Is that what we're going to bet? No, not at all. Plus 150 right there for a fight goes to a decision. I think that's a little iffy in my opinion. Should be a little bit closer, so I think that plus 150 does have value. But I still want to do this plus 325. That number is just absolutely insane in my opinion. Plus 325 when, like, not that many fights ago, Derek Minner was getting knocked out and TKO by Darren Elkins. Got outstruck by Ryan Hall right there. I do like that. Plus 325 on Nurdanbiek by TKO. Value, in my opinion, 100%. Mark Madsen, Grant Dawson. The over-unders, I'm not liking it. There's really nothing there for me. Fight goes to a decision, minus 180. I don't want to risk it, man. It seems it's guys that are right outside the top 15. They could go in there looking for an exciting finish to get them in the top 15 and starch their opponent. Possibly. They can easily starch their opponent early on in this fight. Or it could be a close 29-28 decision. I don't know. So I don't want to risk it on anything like that. But what I do want to do for this fight is not going to be scorecards, no action, which was something I was looking at because I was like, Dawson's more likely to get the finish, but minus 275, no. I'm not doing anything with that. But Dawson by decision right there is interesting as well. Dawson by TKO is at plus 900 right there. Dawson by TKO is at plus 900 right there. That's it. I'm not betting Dawson by submission, plus 380. I'm not betting Dawson inside the distance at plus 200. I think Dawson wins the decision. That's my prediction. I think Dawson wins the decision, which is at plus 150. Do I want to do that? No. I'm not putting a Dawson by decision plus 150. There's really not that much value. I'd rather go for this crazy plus 900 valuation right there. Put like a quarter of a unit on that one and let it ride out. I don't think he's going to get the knockout. But if there's anything on this fight that has value, it's that KO TKO prop. Out of everything on there, that's what has value. Tagir Ulanbekov, Nate Maness, you already know. It's the decision on Tagir Ulanbekov. I'm pretty sure it's plus money at plus 100 right there. That's pretty much it. Double your money on that. Tagir Ulanbekov by decision. Chase Sherman. I was hoping to get plus money on Chase. I was hoping the money would come in on Josh Parisian, but yeah, sadly it didn't. I have a weird feeling the fight goes to a decision, so that's what we're gonna do. Chase Sherman by decision plus 380. Neil Magny and D-Rod. This one fight goes to a decision's at minus 190. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. Let's just parlay that with the other big favorites on the card. Why the heck not? Let's just do that. Minus 190 for the fight goes to a decision with, I don't know, if you want to do it, Miranda Maverick to get it to minus 133. And if you want to boost it up a little bit and get fighters from other UFC fight nights in the future, maybe you go on way down the line and add freaking Islam Makhachev or Robert Whittaker. But even that two fight goes to a decision with Miranda. Feel pretty good about those ones. Put them in a parlay. I think that minus 190 does have value to go to a decision. Because, I mean, what would you rather do? A minus 190 on a fight goes to a decision, or barely get any value on a plus 120 Magny by decision? You're getting nothing there. You're getting really nothing there. It could be a very close back and forth decision. I'd rather not risk it on something as nerve-biting, nerve-rattling as a close decision as it's probably going to be, and just fight goes to a decision. For this one, Marina by TKO, plus 470. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Plus 350 on that one is going to have some value. Those are the betting breakdowns for UFC Fight Night Rodriguez versus Lemos. like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications to get notified for when I post a new one. Post or comment your best bets down below in the comment section. Your favorite parlay for UFC Fight Night Rodriguez versus Lemos. You got any new video ideas? Comment them down below. Put your predictions down below. Like and subscribe. Check the description for all of my bets, as well as how you can get your hands on $125 absolutely for free. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.